My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, I greet you all with the greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. All praise is due to Allah. We bear witness and we testify that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we bear witness and we testify that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his messenger and his slave. The salawat and salams be upon our Prophet alayhi salatu salam, upon his noble family, his righteous companions, and all those who follow his path till the last day. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, today I chose to talk about this very important topic, and that is mental health. You know that a lot of imams and people talk about this particular topic when it's only Mental Health Day, International Day, but we have to tackle this topic more often. And being an imam, I deal with a lot of people that actually go through depression and stress and anxiety, low self-esteem. And as a matter of fact, yesterday I had to bury someone who actually died as a result of depression. A lot of people, when they go through these kind of difficulties, and this is a taboo topic in our community, because if someone goes through depression or anxiety, automatically we judge him. We say, see, he hasn't got strong iman. You see, his faith is not that good. But let me tell you something, and I'm being very honest here, that we as imams and people that actually pray 5 daily prayers, or they go through these kind of challenges. And even prophets, alayhimus salam, they went through difficulties. And even if you talk about our beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when he was asked, when was the most difficult time for you? And they thought the most difficult time for the Prophet alayhi wasallam was the Battle of Uhud. When a lot of Muslims lost their lives. But he said, no. The most difficult time for me was the Amul Huzn, the year of sorrow and depression. When the people of Mecca boycotted the Prophet ﷺ, when his uncle passed away, his wife passed away within 3 months apart from each other. And if we go even way back, and we talk about the most noble woman in Islam, and that is Mary, the mother of Jesus, alayhi salam. Even when she was delivering, the baby, when she was in labor, Quran actually recorded what she went through. And this is very important for us to actually understand. And I will read it to you, what she said. قالت يا ليتني مت قبل هذا وكنت نسيا منسيا. Just listen to the words of Mary, the mother of Jesus. Oh, would that I had died before this and had been all forgotten. Can you sense what she went through? And we sense this kind of, difficulty and trial and test and even depression that she went through. Why? Because they were human beings as well. And we might have a bad day. And there's nothing wrong feeling down sometimes. But we Muslims, what we do? If someone exposes themselves that, I'm going through difficult times and, I feel down and all this, what we do? Instead of reaching out to them and helping them, what we do, we put them down. You see, this guy has got no iman. This guy is this. Who are you to judge him? He's got no iman and all that. Even our beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when the revelation stopped to come to the Prophet alayhi salatu salam for months, to the point that the Quraysh were mocking the Prophet alayhi salatu salam. The wife of Abu Lahab, the things that she has said to the Prophet ﷺ, that you see your master, your Lord forsaken you, you see that you're wrong, and she said even worse things that I'm embarrassed even to mention here. Prophet ﷺ, what he did, he actually thought, what is happening? Have I done something wrong? Why revelation? Why is not coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Did Allah forsake me, or have I done something? You can actually sense in the words of the Prophet ﷺ that he was worried, he was stressed, until the Surah Al-Duha was revealed to the Prophet ﷺ, and how beautiful this surah is to comfort, to console the heart of the Prophet ﷺ. And we're not going to go through this surah because that is not our topic, but that is just an example to give myself and you all. And by the way, because our young ones, they see a lot of Hollywood movies. And in Hollywood movies, if someone goes through mental health, schizophrenia, and all these kind of things, they portray them as monsters. And now, because we watch those movies, now I want to isolate myself. I don't want to let anyone know that I'm going through the same problems, because I think what other people are going to think of me. They're going to think I'm a monster. SubhanAllah. So if you see, my dear brothers and sisters, if you see someone, a brother or a sister, that you can sense, you can tell when someone is not well. We can see that. Reach out to them. Hey brother, how are you? Do you need any help? Do you need someone to talk to? I'm here. Have you done any of that? Have I done any of that? You know, wallahi, this is true, because we deal with a lot of people that call us. And what we say, you know, people to go to psychiatrists and all that, we encourage that. But being imams and being Muslims, sometimes one word actually can affect them more than any psychiatrist out there. And wallahi, I know people today that are alive, people who called me, they were about to commit suicide, ready to do that. And because I had that long conversation, and not just one conversation, you say, I've done my job. No, you call next day and next day and next day until you're sure 100% that they're okay. And if you're not able to help yourself, reach out to professionals. You know, psychiatrists, we've got Muslim psychiatrists, Muslim psychologists, we've got, you know, all people out there, alhamdulillah. Reach out to them. This is very, very important, my dear brothers and sisters. And what some people say, the only thing that is stopping me to commit suicide or harm myself is because I consider this to be a sin, major sin in Islam, and only this is actually stopping me. Otherwise, I'm ready to do this. SubhanAllah. Losing a member of Muslim community, especially at young age, that's a big loss. But the question is, wallahi, that I always ask myself, have I done enough as an imam to reach out to those people, especially through this lockdown? You know, people lost their jobs and people go, you know, family violence and all these kind of things. It is important. It is important. I'm going to give you a few tips. And I know that, don't think that it's the end of the world and only you are facing these difficulties. Wallahi, maybe the guy next to you, Allah is testing him with something greater than what you're facing. But Allah tests you according to what you can handle. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah is testing you with this particular thing because Allah knows that you can handle that. Allah is testing someone maybe 10 times more because Allah knows that He can handle more than you. So Allah will test every single one of us according to how much we are able to handle. One of the tips that I want to give myself and you all, my dear brothers and sisters, is the verse in the Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it's important to not just read the verse but also reflect on that, where Allah said, do people think that they will be left alone and they will not be tried only because you said you're a Muslim now, what, everything will be okay? Allah will test your iman. Allah will test us through different things, and that is the time for us to show how true believers we are. So Allah will test every single one of us with different things. Number two, it's important if you feel down, talk to someone. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't isolate yourself. More you have contact with people, less damage can cause these kind of things. But because, as I said, don't think that what other people are going to think of you. And I'm telling you from here, that doesn't mean that you have weak iman, because if you go through these kind of things. These kind of things happen to prophets, happen to imams, it happened to us. We feel down sometimes, we feel stressed sometimes. It's a part of life. And there's nothing wrong with that. So reach out, talk to someone that you trust, someone who is a good friend, or a family member, or a spouse, or a parent, or a brother, or a sister, or a friend, whatever. Tell them how you feel. Talk to someone. And this is very, very important. A lot of people, as I said, what they do is they don't let anyone know what is happening. They isolate themselves. They stay in their room all day, all night, with no contact with people. And this, from something small, can become bigger and bigger. I myself, I wasn't born and raised here. I went through a war, in 1999 in my country, Kosovo. And I have seen things that, they haunt me even today, people getting killed and all that kind of stuff. So for me, certain things are not big deal, because I've seen worse, you understand? But for someone, let's say, who is born and raised here, he hasn't seen anything bad, something small for them can be a big thing. So for everyone is different, you understand? It is important, before it becomes bigger, try to manage that. Try to manage that. And one of the things that can help, especially the young ones, to be engaged in physical activities. Have a hobby. Go train. Go for a walk. Go for a run. Go fishing. Do something. And this is a tip that I give to myself as a father, and I give to all of you who are parents. When it comes to your children growing up, give them a hobby. You understand? Give them a hobby. Instead of them staying home on their iPads or phones or whatever, let them go out there. Soccer, whatever they want to do, it's a physical activity. It's good for their health, and it's good for their mental health as well. And also, by doing those things, they don't have time to go do bad things. So if they don't do anything like this, what are they going to do? Think of something negative, something bad. So being a parent, you understand, it is very, very important. And some people, parents, I'm talking to all Muslims here, be mindful. What they do is they educate their children to do certain things, even practice Islam by force. And sometimes even smacking. It's a no. Especially don't use Islam to do this to your children, because tomorrow they're going to grow up and hate Islam. Islam is kind religion, compassion religion. Not by smacking or by forcing someone to do something. Lower yourself. Be nice, say kind words. Say, if you do this, Allah will love you. If you do this, Allah, will help you, will help our family. So make them love Islam. And if you can reach this particular thing, and this is what I say to Islamic schools, primary schools, secondary schools, if you can achieve one thing, and this is my humble opinion, for them just to love Islam, nothing else. Even if they don't learn anything about Islam, but they love Islam, inshallah, when they grow up, they will learn themselves, because they love Allah. They love the Prophet. They love Islam. But by force, you're causing more harm than good. And also, healthy diet is also very important for the body and for the mind as well. Spiritual intelligence. And this is one of the key things, my dear brothers. For you to open that speed dial with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Turn to Allah. Read the Holy Quran. Pray. Talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Have that conversation with Him. Well, Allah knows how you feel. You don't have to tell Him. You know, sometimes if you let things out of your chest, it makes you feel better. And who is better than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Who is better than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Have that conversation alone. Just you and Allah, no one else. Let it out what is inside you. And inshallah, Allah will be there to help you. Make dhikr. All these things will help, my dear brothers and sisters. So, as I said, I chose this topic because of what I see. And wallahi, it kills me to see losing a young man. You know how hard it is to raise a child in Australia? I've got 2 children myself. You know, from the moment they were born, sick, not sick, schooling, this, pick them up, send them to school, do this, do that. Wallahi, it's a big work. It's a big investment. But when they grow up and they go through these difficult things, and I met that mother of that man that passed away, well, I couldn't sleep all night. All she had is that one son, and she lost it. She couldn't do anything else as a mother. What was she going to do? And I asked my community and a Muslim community, have we done enough? Did you know that he was going through something like this? Did you reach out to him? Did you give him a call? Did you ask him if he needs help? Do you know anyone like that? If you do, don't be late. Don't wait for tomorrow. If you're not able to go and visit that person and have a coffee with him, give him a call. Let him know, let them know that we are here for them. Don't be selfish and thinking only about yourself. If this happened to that man today, this could happen to my children tomorrow. This could happen to your children tomorrow. This could happen to your family member or someone that you know. So don't think, it didn't happen to me, it's not a big deal. Yeah, it can happen to you. Because this issue is just growing and growing. It's not getting any better. And the key thing to this is to teach them Islam from the start. You know, once they feel something down, they know where the cure is. They know where to turn to. They know what to do. But we are too busy chasing this dunya. We are too busy doing other things. And when it hits us, we say, oh my God, what happened to us? I would sacrifice everything that I have, even my life, just to have my son back. He's not coming. He's gone. So don't wait for that moment. Reach out to people, my dear brothers and sisters. And also, even if those psychiatrists or GP or whoever gives you medication, take that medication. But before you take that medication, do some research yourself. What is the best for you? Don't rely everything on them. And I encourage myself as an imam and every single imam out there to talk more about this topic. We cannot hide this topic. There are certain topics that are taboo or sensitive, but we have to talk about those topics. Because by not talking, we're not fixing anything. We're not solving anything. So remember, as a principle of Islam, Islam has come to us to identify problems. And not just to identify them, because a lot of people like myself, we only identify problems, but we never give solution to those problems. Islam is to identify the problem and will give the best solution, the divine solution, the divine recipe for every single problem that we go through in this dunya. May Allah make us of those that we are able to follow Islam properly. May Allah not test us and our families and our children with mental health. And may Allah protect us and protect our children from everything that is happening out there. May Allah make us of those that Allah is pleased with us in this world and the next year. May Allah make us of those that we love, we respect, we advise one another only for His sake. May Allah make us of those that we are able to feed ourselves and our families with halal, and stay away from haram, Ya Rabbal Alameen. May Allah make us of those that whatever good deed that we do it only for His sake, Ya Rabbal Alameen. وأقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه. سيستغفر الله إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.